everyone, Brian with Workshop Addict. I'm with Derek at the Ingersoll Rand booth at SEMA 2018, and we're going to talk compressors and different compressors offered by Ingersoll Rand. We're going to start from the smallest and go to the largest that they have in the booth. What do we have in front of us?
Yeah, absolutely. So SEMA 2018, we're just going to run through a small lineup. We have a ton of compressor models available. What we're showing right here is our Ingersoll Rand Garage Mate compressor. Now it's called the Garage Mate because it goes very well in your garage. This is our kind of residential model. It is a 20-gallon tank, single phase power, plugs right into your residential 115 volt outlet. Gets you about 5 CFM with our V block design for our compressor. Great for running in your garage for things like filling up your tires, running some light, nail guns or air tools, things of that nature, and just general kind of DIY activities.
Something like this will easily probably run some smaller impact wrenches, single use, not multiple. This is a great place to start, and I would call it your first IR. Let's move up to the next one. Hey, and our next step up is a single stage 220 machine. Talk about it, Derek.
Absolutely. So this is our SS3 L3 model. It is 220, like we said, single phase power. So think of your residential use. It's the same type of voltage as your dryer would use. Now the performance of this is going to be a bit more than the Garage Mate. As you can see, this is a stationary model as opposed to the Garage Mate, which was portable. Now, really the use case for this compressor is a bit of a step up in terms of that air usage. So it's going to be able to meet and exceed, the same kind of activities that you're running with that Garage Mate compressor. But really, if you're running, some more continuous use of those impact wrenches that we mentioned earlier, as well as, just running larger tools for more often.
This is going to come in right around 11 CFM at 90.
Yeah.
So this is going to run a little bit larger tools, and we're going to take you up to their next size right now. Moving up, we're still staying 220, but we're going with the 2-stage motor. Talk about this one, Derek. What do we got?
Absolutely. So whereas we had the Garage Mate and the SS3 previously, those are single stage of compression. So your max PSI is about 135 pounds of pressure. Once we graduate up to the 2-stage, we're going up from that 135 to 175. Now that's going to give you a couple things. You can run tools that do require that higher pressure rating. In addition, you have an additional capacity in the tank at that higher pressure. So if you are in your garage using tools and regulating down to 90 or 40 pounds of pressure, the additional 175 pounds of pressure in the tank is going to allow you to extend that use much longer.
These are also going to pump up a lot faster than your single stage, so when you're using that more air, it kicks on, it's going to get you up to your PSI and maintain a higher PSI a lot longer.
That's absolutely right. The performance on this compressor is 14 CFM at 175 PSI as opposed to the 11 we looked at the SS3.
Now let's take another step up. So if you got a larger garage, stick with it. You can really tell we made a jump up here. What do we have? This thing looks awesome.
Yeah, this is actually one of our premium packages. This is our 2475 and 7.5. Couple aspects here. This is an 80-gallon tank. This is a larger pump, so this gets you actually 24 CFM as opposed to the 14 that we saw on our previous 2340 model. This is our premium package. Like I mentioned, we are still in the single phase of power, but a little bit more amperage that you're going to pull with the larger 7.5 horsepower motor. A couple aspects of the premium package that we have to offer here. First and foremost is our low oil level switch. In the event that you do have oil reduced in your pump, this will actually shut down the unit in order to prevent any damage to the product. In addition, we have our electronic drain valve. This is going to automatically drain condensate out of your receiver tank, so you don't have to worry about manually twisting the petcock drain valve when needed to drain your tank. Lastly, we have an air-cooled aftercooler. When you compress air, heat is a byproduct of that function. That's with any compressor. Now, with that heat, you do need to cool it down prior to use. The aftercooler is a great help in cooling that air down prior to use in order to maintain the functionality of your tools.
This is an awesome compressor, and I can see a lot of the smaller dealerships. How many people could run off this thing?
Good question. So depending on your usage, continuous duty versus, as well as how much flow you're requiring, this can, power, I'd say, a good size auto body shop. So if you have a shop that's using, 4 or 5 bays, maybe you have a paint booth, things of that nature, as long as you're making sure, again, that you are cooling that air, and if you have paint, make sure you have a dryer. But it can provide to a fair-sized body shop.
In the booth, we have one more air compressor to go over, and that's gas-powered. Let's hit that now.
Yeah.
All right, this is a gas-powered unit that you'll find on a lot of service trucks. Why don't you tell us about it, Derek?
Absolutely. So coming from our previous vertical tank mount 2475, this is going to be a similar pump, okay? So the performance is going to be right at that 24 CFM, just like we talked about with our previous model. However, as you can see, this is our truck mount configuration. So we're showing our Kohler engine drive unit. We also have an equivalent offering with a Honda brand engine. 30-gallon tank. Perfect for service truck applications where you're out in the field, performing service work on, fleet, automotive, even farm and agriculture, what have you.
This thing is awesome, and I mean, it's really comparable to the premium model that they have up there. There's a lot of models at Ingersoll Rand, and from here you're going up to a rotary screw compressor.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of other videos on that, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a great day.